OP's ex-husband showed up and demanded half of her new partner's income. I don't even know how to start this because it's so fucking weird, but here we are. My ex-husband Connor showed up at my apartment 3 days ago with a printed spreadsheet and told me I owe him 50% of what my boyfriend earns. We've been divorced for almost 2 years. 7 years of marriage. No kids. We split everything down the middle, which took forever because he kept finding new things that should count as marital property. It's done. I moved 2 hours away to get space and started over. I've been with my boyfriend Marcus for about 10 months, met at a work conference. It's been the most normal relationship I've ever had. Good job in logistics. We don't fight about stupid shit. I never told Connor I was seeing anyone because why would I? We don't talk except when his lawyer sends random emails about clarifying asset distribution that my lawyer tells me to ignore. So Connor shows up. I open the door thinking it's a delivery and there he is holding a blue folder. He looks terrible, like he hasn't slept in days, wearing the same jacket he wore to our wedding, which is weird because he always said he hated that jacket. He goes, "We need to talk about Marcus," and pushes past me into my apartment. I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? And he sits down at my kitchen table and opens this folder. It's a spreadsheet, printed, with Marcus's name at the top and numbers going down the page, dates, amounts. Connor's tracking Marcus's salary somehow. I don't know how he even knows Marcus exists, let alone what he makes. He slides it across the table and says, "You've been cohabitating for 4 months. That means his income is marital property enhancement." I said, "What are you talking about? We're divorced." And he goes, "But you used marital assets to create your current living situation. So any financial benefit you derive from that situation is subject to equitable distribution." Like he memorized it. He sounds insane, but also weirdly confident, like he actually believes this. His logic is that because I got half of our apartment sale in the divorce, and I used that money for the deposit on my current place, and Marcus stays over a lot and contributes to groceries and utilities, that makes Marcus's money connected to the original marital assets, and Connor wants his cut. He's calculated that Marcus has contributed approximately $4,300 in direct financial benefit to my household, and Connor wants half. I laughed because I thought he was joking, but he didn't laugh back. Just sat there sweating through his shirt even though it's cold out, tapping the spreadsheet, asking when I can get him the first payment. I told him to get out, and he said I'd be hearing from his lawyer. Took the folder and left. The whole thing was maybe 10 minutes, but I felt sick after, like I needed to shower. Marcus was working late, and when I told him, he thought I was fucking with him at first. Then got pissed and wanted to call the cops, but I said no because Connor didn't technically threaten me, he just showed up and said crazy shit. Here's the thing though, Connor's not stupid. He's weird and obsessive, and our marriage was a nightmare toward the end because he'd fixate on things. But he's got an engineering degree, and he's good at making things sound logical when they're not. And now I'm paranoid he found some legal loophole because the spreadsheet looked professional. It had accurate dates for when Marcus started staying over more regularly. Marcus thinks I should ignore it, but I can't stop thinking about how Connor knew those details. Has he been watching my place? How does he know what Marcus makes? Why now, after 2 years of nothing? Relevant comments. User 1 comment, "This is not a thing. There is no jurisdiction where your ex can claim your new partner's income. He's pulling shit out of his ass. Don't engage. Block him. If he contacts you again, tell him all communication goes through lawyers." User 2, comment, "Lol, your ex is cooked. I've seen some desperate moves after divorce, but this is next level. He's probably broke and grasping at anything. That said, how the fuck does he know your boyfriend's salary? That's the part you should actually worry about. Check your credit report." Oprah replied, "That's what's fucking me up." Marcus said maybe his LinkedIn, but his salary isn't on there. And I haven't put anything on social media about Marcus specifically because I didn't want Connor knowing anything about my life. User 3 comment, wait, he wore his wedding jacket? Does he think you're still married? Does he have mental health issues you didn't mention? Op replied, "He always had obsessive tendencies, but nothing diagnosable, I think. He just gets stuck on things. Like during the divorce, he kept a binder of every expense from our entire marriage. He had receipts from 2015 for takeout." User 4, comment, "Your ex-husband is stalking you and you're asking Reddit what to do? Get a restraining order, yesterday." Update. Connor hired a process server, and I think he's actually suing Marcus. It's been 3 weeks, and I genuinely thought Connor had dropped it after my lawyer sent a cease and desist. That was stupid of me. A process server showed up at Marcus's workplace last Friday and served him papers in front of his boss and half his team. Marcus called me from his car, barely coherent. I thought something happened to his family, but no. He's being sued by my ex-husband for, quote, "unjust enrichment and tortious interference with marital property distribution." I had to read the complaint myself because it's so batshit I didn't believe Marcus was reading it right. Connor's claiming that because Marcus and I are in a relationship, And because Marcus benefits from lodging and domestic arrangement procured through plaintiff's dissolution of marriage, Marcus has intentionally interfered with Connor's property rights and owes him $8, $900 now. Not the original $4, $300. Because Connor recalculated and decided Marcus also needs to pay for months before he even started staying over regularly. Because we were still just dating, and he benefited from plaintiff's ex-wife's emotional and financial stability. It's complete gibberish. My lawyer said it's frivolous and will get tossed. But Marcus is freaking the fuck out because his boss pulled him aside and asked if he's involved in anything because the company can't have employees with legal drama. Marcus works for a corporate logistics company and they're weird about optics. Also, the filing lists Connor's address as somewhere 15 minutes from my apartment. He moved. He used to live 2 hours away in the same town where we lived when we were married, and now he's 15 fucking minutes from me. And I don't know when that happened or how long he's been here. Marcus and I had this fight. Not really a fight, but he was saying maybe we should take a break until this gets resolved because he can't afford a lawyer and he's worried about his job. I told him that's exactly what Connor wants, and he said, or maybe your ex is genuinely insane and I don't want to be part of this. Which is fair, I guess, but still felt shitty. My lawyer wants to file a restraining order, but she said it would help to have evidence of stalking beyond just showing up once and filing a stupid lawsuit. I went through my phone and emails and found some stuff I hadn't connected before. 8 months ago, before I even met Marcus, Connor emailed asking if I was seeing anyone, and I ignored it. 2 months later, he emailed again saying he'd heard through mutual friends I was dating someone and he was happy for me, which I thought was weird but not threatening. We don't have mutual friends anymore. Everyone picked sides during the divorce. And I remembered my car got keyed 4 months ago in my apartment parking lot, like deeply keyed. Someone scratched "Remember" across the driver's side door. I filed a police report. Nothing came of it. I assumed it was random. Now I'm thinking, what the fuck was I supposed to remember? I tried calling Connor yesterday, but his number's disconnected. The number I've had for him for 10 years is just a "this number is no longer in service" message. Marcus came over last night and said he's not breaking up with me, but he's staying at his own place until this is handled because he can't sleep. He's having panic attacks about getting fired. We were sitting on my couch and he asked how long was Connor weird during our marriage, and I said the whole time, I think. I just didn't notice it as weird until the end. He used to rearrange my stuff and then deny he'd touched anything and I'd feel crazy. Then Marcus asked if I thought Connor would actually hurt him, and I said no. But after he left, I realized I don't actually know that. I don't know what Connor's capable of now. My lawyer filed a motion to dismiss, and we're doing the restraining order. I have to go to court next week. Relevant comments. User 5, comment. Okay, so he's fully stalking both of you now. This man is unhinged. Please tell me you're staying somewhere he doesn't know about. User 6, comment. I'm an actual lawyer, and this is the funniest legal theory I've ever seen. Unjust enrichment because your boyfriend benefits from your emotional stability? My guy is going to get sanctioned so hard. What lawyer even filed this for him? Op replied he filed it himself, pro se, which my lawyer said makes it even more concerning because it means no actual lawyer would touch this. User 7, comment. The car thing is what gets me. Remember is so fucking creepy. I'd be sleeping with a bat next to my bed. Op replied, Marcus bought me mace last week. I feel stupid carrying it around. Like, what am I going to do if Connor actually shows up? Mace my ex-husband in the face? But I keep it in my purse now. User 8, comment. Everyone's focused on the stalking, but I'm stuck on the fact he recalculated the amount higher after getting a cease and desist. That's not just unhinged, that's punitive. He's mad you pushed back, so he's escalating. This gets worse before it gets better. Update. Connor's in the hospital, and somehow I'm the one who put him there. The restraining order hearing was yesterday morning. I showed up with my lawyer and all the evidence, the building camera footage of Connor trying to get into Marcus's place, the emails, everything. Connor didn't show up, which my lawyer said was good because the judge would grant it automatically, and she did. 6-month tro. And the lawsuit against Marcus is dismissed with prejudice, which means Connor can't refile it. I left the courthouse feeling like maybe this was actually over. Went to work, had a normal day for the first time in a month. Marcus texted saying he loved me and we should go away somewhere this weekend to decompress. Then at 9 p.m., I get a call from a number I don't recognize and I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. It's a nurse from Regional Medical Center saying she's calling on behalf of Connor. He's in the ICU and I'm listed as his emergency contact. I said we're divorced. I'm not his contact anymore. She needs to call someone else. And she says I'm the only person in his phone under favorites and he's been asking for me. She won't tell me what happened, just that he's stable and would I be willing to come in. I called Marcus and he said don't go. It's a trap or manipulation. But I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I went. I don't know why. Maybe because even though Connor's been insane, he's still someone I spent 7 years with, and the idea of him alone in a hospital was too much. He looks like shit. Bandages on both wrists, IV in, awake but groggy. Soon as he sees me, he starts crying, full sobbing, saying he's sorry. He didn't mean for any of this. He just wanted me to see him. He keeps talking, rambling about how after the divorce he thought he'd be fine, but he wasn't. He couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about me and Marcus, about how I moved on so fast when he still felt married. He said he drove by my apartment the first time 6 months ago just to see where I was living, and then he couldn't stop. He'd park down the street and sit there. And then he saw Marcus and something broke. He said the lawsuit was because he needed a reason to be part of my life again. He knew it was stupid, but he thought if he could just make me talk to him, make me see him, maybe I'd remember that we were good once. The jacket was because he wanted me to remember the wedding, remember when I loved him. Then he tells me he slit his wrist this morning after he found out about the restraining order. He saw the court notice that got mailed and said he couldn't imagine a life where he's legally banned from being near me. His landlord found him because water was leaking into the unit below. I'm hearing all this and I feel sick and also furious because how is this my fault? How is me moving on with my life something that makes him do this? I say, Connor, you can't put this on me, and he says he's not. He knows it's his fault. He's been fucked up for years and hid it during the marriage, but it got worse after. The nurse comes back and says I should let him rest. I leave and sit in my car in the hospital parking lot for like an hour just staring at nothing. Marcus says Connor's manipulating me even now. The suicide attempt is just another escalation to get my attention, and it worked. Maybe he's right. But Connor almost died, and that's real. That happened. And I don't know how to feel about it. Edit. Connor's parents called me this morning. I didn't even know they had my number. His mom says he's been living alone since the divorce, and they didn't know he'd moved or that he was struggling because he told them he was fine. She's asking if I'll visit again because he won't talk to the hospital psych and keeps saying he'll only talk to me. I said I can't do that, and she started crying, saying I'm the only person who can help him and don't I care that he almost died. I hung up on her, and now I feel like the worst person alive. But I can't be responsible for this, right? I got the restraining order to protect myself, and now his mom is telling me I'm killing him by enforcing it. That's the end of this absolute trash fire. Thanks for sticking around. Hope I didn't waste your time. If you're down for more stories like this, hit that follow button or at least drop a like so I know people actually give a damn. Later, guys.